What's up, guys? This is Melo here, bringing you a deck profile of Prophecies. Pretty much the same deck since last format. This is for the January 1st, 2014 format. It's pretty much the same deck. It's just added some cards and took some out, especially the Fate. But I want to, before kicking this off, I want to apologize to you guys because I haven't made a video since Christmas. But I wanted to take a break. So hope you understand. And school was being a little bit overwhelming, but we're making it through. And now I'm back. I'll try to make more videos. But yeah, let's kick this off. Let's move this to the side and let's start off. As you already saw with World, this effect is pretty amazing when you manage to pull them off. Make sure you have a priestess. I mean, a priestess. A wisdom out on your hand or on the field when you're trying to get them out, just because it saves you from bottomless and all those other annoying traps. So yeah, you can clear fields like heavy storm slash dark hole. It's just pretty amazing. Then two priestess, don't run them at 3. Some people do, but I personally don't, because she can collect your hand, and sometimes if you manage to get them in the first turns, it is better if you just keep them separate. I'm telling you this by experience. Keep them separate until you see the need of going to Dracossack, because if you go into Dracossack really fast, it could backfire on you. And her effect is pretty amazing, so you can use it twice since you have 2 of them. So that's why I said, until you don't see the need of going to Dracossack, don't. Just leave them like that. Then we have 3 blue boys. Well, that's 2, but the third one is here. So we have 3 blue boys. Pretty self-explanatory. When you can set them. If it was to be attacked, you can flip them and use his effect and then destroy them. Or if you set them and then you can flip and use his effect, then normal summon another one of them, use the effect again, then overlay for Gachi Gachi or any other level 2 you have. So pretty good card. Especially when to start you off with combos. So yeah, run them at 3. Then we go with 3 temperance, and as a personal opinion, but I know other people will agree with me, is that besides priestess, this is the second card that this deck revolves around, seeing as this deck is surprisingly how much does this deck abuses his effect, and it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. So it works great. So you run them at 3. And here's one of the changes I made. Defender. I used to have 2 breakers, as if you remember my last deck profile. I used to run 2 breakers, but breaker could backfire on you sometimes. And this is more not defensive build. I don't want to say defensive. It's in the middle. Because and if it has happened to me, it could have happened to anybody else. And it's when none of your combos is starting off and you manage to pull him off, and his effect, you get a token, I mean not a token, counter on him when you normal summon him. And if any spellcaster type monster was to be destroying your side of the field, here's the good part: you remove a counter, but not from him, from your side of the field. So if you have Hall in here with a whole bunch of counters, basically your monster is indestructible. It's pretty amazing. So run them at 2. Don't run them at 3. And 1 honest, because your main monsters like priestess and world are light monsters, and sometimes they manage to overpower them, or you're trying to overpower another monster. You can just honest them. Then we'll move on to the spells. On to spellbooks of life. Spells are self-explanatory. Bring anything back from the grave. Well, monsters, not spellbooks, monsters. Then 2 wisdoms, seeing as you want to protect those monsters, but don't run them at 3 though, because sometimes you're gonna be with 3 wisdoms in your hand, and you have no monsters, and you're like, what am I doing? Then you have eternity, 2 eternities. Also, a lot of these things I just run them at 2. Eternity is another one of them. The reason for that being is because sometimes you have no spells in your banish, you have no monsters. So if by having 3, it's just occupying an extra space in your deck where you could have drawn a monster, and you just sit there like, what am I doing with Eternity? Like, I don't have any other banish spell cards or anything. But then you move into the secrets, which you do run on 3 because secrets could get you start off with, like I said, with combos. It's just like a blue boy, and the good thing about this is that you can get any spellbook card. So, magician or blue boy has a spellbook on it, like the spellbook Magician of Prophecy. So you can get them out with secrets, and if you don't have no monsters, you can get them out and power him with what's it called, power, and the master power, and then he's just right there. It's a 25 monster, so pretty powerful. Then run 2 Library of the Crescent. Don't run it at 3 though. I don't know. A lot of people do run it at 3. I don't, because oh my god, you don't know how many times I have been stuck with 3 of this in my hand, and I was like, why do people run them at 3? Like, I see no purpose of it. So I highly discourage you to use them at 3, but it's personal purposes. So 2 powers. It's only 2 powers because you have masters to copy home, and pretty much masters, 2 of them. Don't run it at 3. Clocks your hand, but pretty good when copying cards. The only con of this, it has to be normal spellbook cards. So like Wisdom and all those other quick plays can be copied. Star Hall, like I already said, 2 Star Halls. Some people say it's a bad card now in this format, but it's really not, especially with, like I just showed you, with Defender. Oh, my bad. Let me move this right here. Especially when you have Defender, it works amazingly with it, and adds power to your monsters. And then this is the effect that not everybody uses, but I always use it. If it was to show with counters on it, you can get any spellcaster type monster from your deck that is equal or less levels to the amount of counters that card had on it. So it's pretty good. 2 Grand Spellbook of Tower. Don't need a 3 because you can recycle it really easy. And this is basically the same effect of that without counters. It's just this one, when it's destroyed, you can get to your hand any spellcaster monster from your deck to your hand, equal to the number of spellbook cards on your graveyard. And then you have 1 Fate, which I was pretty mad that they limited it, but it's understandable. But it's no big deal. You can recycle this thing so easily. So for the other decks that were happy that Fate got recycled, we can recycle it easily. Don't worry about it. 1 Dark Hole, pretty self-explanatory. And then it's very surprising because now I added more traps, and we'll go with Mirror Force. I actually have 2 Mirror Force. 1 Deep Prison or Dimensional Prison, 1 Torrential Tribute, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Evacuation Device, and 1 Magical Cylinder. These are pretty opinion, so you can add any traps you want, but these are the ones that work perfect with me. And for my extra deck, we go with 1 Dracosack. You can have more, but budget doesn't go there. Shining Elf, 1 Shining Elf. It could be really good. Depends the occasion. The same thing with Gachi. You can get, the only way you can get them out is with Blue Boy, and I can say his name is Hero Fan of Prophecy. It's basically like a Heavy Storm for those heavy back row decks. So not always you have to go into Dracosack, it just depends on them. So that's the extra deck. No side deck for it because this deck works pretty amazing just like it. But you can have a side deck, but it's your opinion. So that was it, guys. I will be making more videos, guarantee you that. So let's put this in here because it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye.